It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day here on the LRN.FM radio network from Phoenix, Arizona, from Freedom's Phoenix Farm. Now, what we're doing, check the cracking. What we're doing is today we're going to have some, national news. I mean, I know this is going to hit. It's going to hit. It's going to hit. It's going to hit hard. It's beware the Ides of March. This is planned. They're ready to do this. What's going on? Let me tell you what happens here in Arizona. There's always, it's immigration is the number one thing. And they're starting to lose that. Just the last couple of days, there were 5 bills that were up for the Arizona State Legislature that they wanted to have a little bit more difficulty being brown. You're driving around while brown, get on the ground. So the one thing I want to make sure that people understand is that from our opposition in the past, making sure it was clear what was really going on, it's this biometric ID, it's real ID starting to come back. It just keeps going, marching, and this opened up the database of every resident in the state of Arizona to Janet Napolitano. Thank you very much. So what happens? This time, all of a sudden, a lot of these bills aren't going. So they need to get their credibility back. We got people that need to support us. Who supports us? You always support us when you wrap yourself in the flag. We got some war and carrying a cross. Well, here comes the cross part. Jan Brewer, now governor after Janet Napolitano, Jan Brewer, she wants to have a prayer day. And what does the First Amendment say? I mean, you're getting kind of obvious here, There was a lawsuit filed Tuesday in federal court. It alleges that Brewer's actions were unconstitutional because they violate the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment, which prohibits Congress from establishing a state religion. The lawsuit seeks an injunction preventing the governor from issuing similar proclamations in the future. Now, what's this about? Why would we care? Who's hurt by this? What is well? We got the attorneys in. We have Ritter Morris. He's one of the attorneys. Now he does estate planning and so on. But man, he's up in arms on this one. And who's working with him? Our good friend Marc J. Victor. Well, Marc J. Victor right now is being interviewed on NBC affiliate here, Channel 12. Now, Channel 12 here is owned by Gannett. Gannett also has the Arizona Republic. So when you're talking to Channel 12, the Arizona Republic is the same thing. It's, USA Today. So you think this isn't going to hit USA Today? Of course it will. And they'll spin it and doing whatever the heck they want. And, the atheists are coming and the Bible thumper kind of we got to have and save the planet and whatever. It's all politics. It's all politics. Cut through the crap and find out what's really going on. Well, we have one of the he's a ASU law student, and he's a plaintiff in this case. His name is Justin Grant. Now, let me go ahead and push the button. I got you there, Justin?
Yes, Ernest. Hi.
Justin, tell me every little old thing. I mean, you're an ASU student. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30 years old. So you're not a youngin'. I mean, you know what's what. You can make up your own mind. So
I'm a little bit of a non-traditional law student in that sense.
Okay, so go ahead and tell me. Here's someone probably a lot better off. Somebody that has a little bit of life experience with them. So you're a law student, and you joined this, became a plaintiff for this lawsuit because why?
Well, a number of reasons. I've been a non-believer in religion for about 7 years, and as a youth, I really grew up in an ideal situation. I was male, I was white, I was upper middle class. I didn't really understand the way that identity politics in this country work, and I'd never really experienced what it's like to be in a minority group until I realized that I wasn't actually a believer. And suddenly I got looks of mistrust when I would share the fact that I didn't believe in religion. I was treated differently, and so it kind of opened my eyes. And as I continued to see things like Governor Brewer's proclamations occurring without the batting of an eye, kind of going to what you were saying about who does this harm, who really cares, why is this a deal, it became clear to me that it wasn't just me and my atheism that was in a sense kind of relegated to the second class, but many groups who really didn't have a voice. And so what I hope to be able to do was to kind of bring light to that situation and to really give a voice not just to ourselves, but to many people who really should be able to participate in the political process.
Now, in the past, I have experienced them actually spending money. I mean, it's been, we're going to promote this and give that and teach in schools, whatever, and religion and yada, 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 and that's been successful. Here, hey, man, I'm just declaring, making a declaration. The governor declares. And
right.
Brewer has declared an Arizona day of prayer. Well, I mean, where are you looking for the damage? The tax money that it costs for her to put it on letterhead? I mean, her just declaring it, is that like a big deal? Does that violate the First Amendment, or is that what you're looking to bring out?
Yeah, it's certainly not a money issue to us. That's not important as far as us being remunerated. It is very specific, however, in the Arizona Constitution, in addition to the U.S. Constitution's Establishment Clause, but the Arizona Constitution specifically states that public money and property are not to be used for any kind of religious activity. And so that's a big one for us, as well as the fact that the governor's proclamation tends to trickle down to lower-level officials who also end up spending money and time and using government resources to kind of back her proclamation up.
Well, I remember this being done by the town of Gilbert. They're,
yes.
The Bible Day or something, and I mean, they went even further. Well, they'll say, hey, prayer. We're just going there. We didn't say what kind of prayer. We didn't say which religion prayer. I already know where this is going. I know the argument. I get it. But you're saying, prayer in and of itself has a connotation you don't like none too much. Is that right?
Well, it is inherently religious, and I think anyone who argues otherwise is just simply not being honest. I certainly.
Well, you think the government's going to be honest in this?
Well, naturally, we have that to contend with at all times, and certainly, I mean, it's the last thing from our minds that we're trying to stop people from praying. And in fact, as I believe Marc had mentioned in another interview, if this were a declaration of do not pray today, we would be just as offended by it, because it's not the government's business to tell you when or when not to pray.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's go ahead and read Arizona. See, a lot of people around the country listening don't understand that Arizona was the last continental United States added state. Okay, we had Hawaii and Alaska, but we're coming up February of next year, 2012. The Valentine's Day is our 100-year centennial, of being a state. Now, when we did our Constitution, it was, they learned quite a bit from the other states. We're post-Civil War. We've gone through, they're going, hey, man, we're the pioneer and we want to be left alone. We make it pretty clear. So our Constitution is pretty clear. In fact, in our Declaration of Rights, the Article 2, it's like the supreme law is Constitution and the purpose of government is to defend individual rights. And then later on it says, oh, yeah, in case you forgot, go look at number 1. So I go, that's very cool. Now let's go ahead and read Section 12. It's liberty of conscience, appropriations for religious purposes prohibited, religious freedom. When we come back, I'll start off by reading this, and then we'll go ahead and Justin, can you hold on one more segment?
Oh, I sure can.
Let's go ahead and do that, because I want to get your response to exactly what it says in the state constitution. Then we'll get to Richard Morris, one of your attorneys, and see where this is going to go, how far they're willing to take it, and whether you think the state will back down. Because what they don't know is that, we hope, They don't, because we need this adjudicated.